Yeah. One user want to come on stage. Let's see. I got an. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I've accepted. Okay. So it seems like you, the user, have to request to join, or maybe after raising the hand. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. So George, let's hope you can join. In the meantime, let me share the slides. Today's session, because I wasn't sure about how this whole new version of Crowdcast will show up. We're not going to cover much anyway, but let's see. Screen. Okay. Okay, let me check. Can you see the slides? Okay, I see a lot of messages on the chat. Yes, okay, cool. George, I think I've accepted your invitation to join this stage, but I cannot hear you. Let me maximize the slideshow to see if you see better. Does it look better now, the slides? Yeah, today's session will be a little bit of a discovery session, really, to see how this new version of Crowdcast goes. And the good thing is they enable one to go back to the original version. I mean, to the previous version. So this is just a beta. We were invited to join the beta thing. I accepted anyway. So I think this version is much more easier. Okay, so George is saying he clicked on the link and it doesn't work. That's fine. I'm not surprised because this is a beta version. So things are expected to be broken, but yeah, no worries with it. Maybe we can try again next another time. Yeah. So, okay. Let me just check my VPN connection. I think it's okay. Okay, I'm actually in the wrong thing. Okay. I mean, for the time being, the connection is okay, but yeah, we stick to it. I won't change the thing. I'm connected to the in the wrong country instead of the United Kingdom. Obviously, the latency, but it's somewhere in Europe anyway. So, okay, just before I start, is the sound, the slides, everything okay? Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah. So let's, as the old say goes, let's not fix something that's not broken. So, okay. So welcome to this session, and actually welcome back. Good to have you back, Soham. I know you've been very busy with your thesis and other stuff. Welcome back. So this is the agenda. So it will be very, very brief today, but today we will already start gearing up towards, what really matters in this crash course, which is group theory. So slowly, we will be, in the next session, we will definitely get into groups, and then from there on is like, we'll pick up the pace a little bit, So hopefully, you enjoyed this, this approach that we have taken. First of all, before I go through the main session, let me just share the learning journey that we've been going through. For those, I know there are new people, for those who have just recently joined us. So, so we are here in the group theory crash course. The next crash course will be on Lie groups, Lie algebras, and representation theory. This will probably be in the summer. But before this crash course, we did one last year. I think it ended in this November or something, on topology and differential geometry. And before that, we actually did something called foundation module, which is just abstract linear algebra, finite dimensional Hilbert spaces stuff, and operators. And the reason we did this, going back to this topology and differential geometry, and now we are doing group theory, is because Lie groups are groups, but they are also smooth manifolds. So rather than starting with Lie groups, we decided to do crash courses on both things, on both topology, differential geometry, and group theory. So that way you're not going to struggle in order to understand Lie groups. The way the algebraic structure and the geometry, the smooth structure stuff interplay between each other. This is something that we will do later. So that's not to worry about in this thing. So this will be more general abstract group theory. Okay, so George seems to be having an issue since trying to join stage. I lost sound and slide. Yeah. Is everyone else having the same issues as George, or is it just George for trying to join the stage, I guess? Yeah, so Hanse, you can see. Can you hear also? Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so this is where we are, in this crash course. So rather than starting immediately with groups, I thought it was a good idea to actually start from simpler structures, just as a build up, as a slow build up, like when you do boot camp, right? Like in sports, you don't just start sprinting, right? You have you start building up slowly, and this is what we've been doing. And we started with the semi-groups, and today we will already go into monoids, and from monoids, we will immediately transition to groups. And then at some point, probably around lecture 8, possibly 10, we will narrow our focus to specific type of groups that are relevant to quantum computations, these matrix groups. But also they are also relevant to other stuff like machine learning stuff. Okay, so even though the community is called quantum formalism, the stuff in this section here will be very useful to people interested in other fields like machine learning, for instance. Okay, so George is rebooting. It's okay. We will wait for you. Let us know when you are back, George. In the meantime, I will just keep talking, and hopefully the network will not let us down. If you watch the replay, I will obviously I will split the recording into intro, which is what we are doing, and then the actually main session, so you don't have to go through all this. Okay, so let's wait for George. By the way, I'm really I'm really happy that you are very engaged on Discord. Some of the conversations that I've been seeing as being like great stuff. So keep doing it. In particular, everyone, including George, Bob. Can you see the screen? The slides, I mean. Yes, okay. So let me just move on. We have a window before this time breaks. Now, there's something before we go to the main session, something I want to really say is, can you see this slide, this thing called Applied QF Initiative, first of all? Yes, okay. So this is something that I think we should do. So far, obviously, we've been just focused on the mathematical side of things. But as we go through, especially after this section, after going through Lie groups and the representation theory, I think we have a window to then, see how these things are applied in real things, and especially things related to quantum computation. So I'm keen into having something on quantum error correction and also quantum machine learning. For quantum error correction, okay, someone saying blue BB screen with share red on left. Are you having the same issue as the one that George is describing on the thing on the chat, everyone? No, okay. No, okay. So George, maybe it's to do. I haven't done any invitation. Yeah. Okay. So this might be particular to you, George, I think. So it could be maybe refresh again or something. Yeah, sorry for that. Maybe next time I should not, until these guys get off the beta. Yeah. Do you still have the problem, George? Yeah. But for everyone else, everything is okay. Maybe George can catch up after, just for the thing, just because this thing is not stable, so we can crack on. Sorry for that, George. Are the slides okay for everyone else? And the sound? Okay, all okay, okay, cool. So let me just go through this. So, so the plan is, after we go through Lie groups and representations here, this is where you will have, a decent mathematical machinery stuff in order to, find, these things, to be able to wrap your head around these things in a little bit more in-depth fashion. Yeah, so quantum error correction is something that we will do. And another one is quantum machine learning. I think we will probably start with this. I don't know. Maybe I should send a survey to see which one you want to start with. And I want community organizers, because I think we should limit the number of people attending the live sessions, just to make it a little bit more interactive. And maybe we'll split people in groups. At the end of it, maybe we will. We hope that people can, for example, do some group work and these things. Yeah. But anyway, with the quantum error corrections, I would like to nominate our friend Amir to help coordinate this. So he's nominated for quantum machine learning. I will see if there is anyone on the community that might be interested in also helping with the coordination. But quantum error correction is definitely most likely. I mean, is the first thing that we will do. Yeah. So I look forward to it. Yeah. So Amir, you've been self-nominated. There's no way out of it. A plan to use particular or keeping at. No, we will. This is something that the curriculum of it. Actually, this is something that we will develop after. As we go, actually, as I believe I have a call scheduled with Amir, so we'll have some discussion and come up with the thing with some sort of a curriculum plan for this, and also the approach maybe should be a little bit different. I know Amir has a bit of experience, attending some of these virtual stuff events like summer schools and these things. Maybe some of the learnings can be very useful for us to make this really very practical and useful to everybody attending the event. So yeah, so congratulations, Amir. You've been nominated. I will follow up with the rest about the quantum machine learning stuff. Okay, so the next thing is like self-publicity. So I'll be giving a talk on the May the 21st, to share some of the learning stuff, lessons learned while doing this community stuff since we started in the pandemic. So for that, I actually need 2 or 3 volunteers, some of you who want to offer volunteers, because what I want is at the end of the presentation to have 15 minutes or so roundtable for people who are part of the community to to share their experiences going through this stuff, right? So it's not just listening to my blah blah blah. So I will be sending out at some point as we approach the date invitations for people who who want to join the roundtable. Okay, so let's crack on. George, are you back? Let's see if George is back before we start. Okay, yeah. Can you hear and see the slides? Okay, so can everyone else hear? Yeah, I can hear and see the slide. That's fine. I promise all the rest, we will finish right before the hour because not much to share.